Hi, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about the $1,000 mistake you are making on the regular as a car salesperson. There's two big pieces to this mistake. We're going to cover exactly what both of those are. We're going to tell you why it's harmful and how it's hurting your paycheck every single month. And we're going to tell you exactly how to fix it. My name is Anthony Spanos. I made $190,000 my first year on the floor as a car salesperson. I've been the top salesperson in my state. I made finance manager at 23, general sales manager by 24, and finance director by 25, earning almost $250,000 a year. And now I teach car salespeople how to do the exact same things I did. That's just my credentials, so you can trust I know what I'm talking about. So, what is this mistake? What is the problem? Well, one of the biggest commission killers I've seen in the industry from all the car salespeople that I've helped, all the salespeople that I helped when I was a manager, and mistakes I've personally made when I was on the sales floor is not knowing your inventory. Lack of inventory knowledge is such a problem, right? And I'm not talking about product knowledge. That's its own problem, right? We'll talk about that later. This is inventory knowledge. It's about knowing what you have on your lot and where it's located. You would be surprised how few salespeople actually know these really, really important things. If you're in a much smaller dealership, right, you might be able to get away with it a little bit easier. But for most dealerships, 40, 50 plus cars on the lot, failing to master these two pieces of critical knowledge creates a ton of instant friction in your deal that's going to be really hard to overcome. So, trust is your only currency, right? If you have a customer that knows your inventory better than you do, you instantly look like an amateur, all right? If someone calls into the dealership and says, hey, do you have any Tacomas? Actually, even better, do you have any Tacoma TRD Pros, right? Do you have any Jeep Wrangler Unlimiteds? Do you have any XYZ insert trim here car on your lot? And your answer is, I don't know, or let me check. Boom, you've instantly lost a huge amount of credibility with that customer. Like, man, this guy doesn't know if he has any of this car on the lot. This is their most popular model. How does he not know? Or even if it's not their most popular model, how does he not know that they have XYZ that's listed on their website, right? I see it right here. I'm calling in just to make sure it's still available. He doesn't even know if they have it. You would be shocked at how often this happens. I've seen it over and over. I've done it myself even. Oh, sorry, Mr. Customer. I'm actually not sure. Let me go look. Put them on hold, look up the website, come back. Yeah, it turns out we do have it. Meanwhile, they're sitting there thinking, yeah, I know you have it. That's why I'm just calling to make sure I can test drive it, right? So you look like an amateur, not a professional. It's terrible. You need to maintain your trust and your credibility and your reliability from the moment you interact with somebody, right? Customer walks into the dealership, shows you their phone. Hey, is this car here? Can I take a look at it? Oh, Mr. Customer, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let me go look. Lost all credibility, right? Or at least it took a severe spike down. So you want to be able to answer people instantly, quickly. You need to be like an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to what's on your lot. Also, if you don't know where a car is, that's the second part to this, you're going to kill the momentum in the deal. If you're walking around the lot like a headless chicken looking for a particular car that a customer asks you for and they're just waiting in the showroom or they're waiting outside in the cold or in the sun, that is going to destroy their confidence in your ability to actually help them out, right? Plus, they're just sitting there and getting more and more frustrated and annoyed because they're standing there doing nothing, right? Imagine the difference between someone coming in asking, hey, can I take a look at this car? And you're like, yeah, let me go grab the key and find it for you. And then 15 minutes later, you come in, oh, Mr. Customer, I finally found the car. Or even worse, sorry, after 15 minutes of waiting, it turns out that this has been at the body shop or in our service department the whole time. We actually can't look at it. It's like, oh my, that is terrible. You are just shooting yourself in the foot by doing that. And it happens so often. It's such a common mistake and it's so easy to fix. Here's my personal story with that. I had a woman come in with her entire family, right? Husband, little kids in tow, asking for a Sequoia, which is the large family size SUV, the full size SUV at the Toyota dealership that I was working at the time. Now, I knew we had one. I knew we had a new one that had just come in, but I didn't know where on the lot it was. I knew it was somewhere, right? So we usually keep our large SUVs in the far corner of the lot. I thought to myself, well, it's probably over with the other SUVs. So, all right, congratulations on finding the best dealership in the state to work with. We're so glad that you're here. And let me go show you where the Sequoia is. Follow me. Walk them all the way across. We have a really big lot, by the way, so it was not a short trip. Walk them all the way to the corner of the lot. Oh, no Sequoia here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I made up an excuse. Some of my coworkers must have moved it. It's probably on this other side of the lot. Walk them all the way over there. No Sequoia, right? And then I think I walked him to one more spot as well. We hit all three corners, major corners of the lot where we kind of keep our inventory line up for new cars. Oh, I'm so sorry. I actually don't know where this is. Let me go inside and check with my manager and see if I can find it. I walk inside, management's like, I don't know where it is. This is your job. Like we're so busy doing other stuff. Like you need to, like you're the salesperson, go find the car, get the key, hit the panic button, whatever you need to do. I could not find it. I walk out, Mr. Customer, if you give me another 10 to 15 minutes, I promise I'll find you this car. I'll just drive it right up here. Meanwhile, it had been like 30 minutes at that point, right? I'm just spinning my wheels. They're like, who is this guy? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He can't help us. We got places to be, right? And so they ended up leaving. They were kind of annoyed at that point. They left, and that should have been an easy sale. Both people are there, husband and wife, and all the kids. They brought their kids to make sure it fit. I'm sure they went to the dealership up the street and bought something that day. It really looked like they were there to leave with a car. I mean, they asked me about one specifically. I think they may have mentioned it was between the Sequoia and one other vehicle. So I totally lost that, right? That was like $1,000 deal I blew out just because I didn't spend 10 minutes that morning doing a little bit of research and finding out where it was at. The worst part is after they left, I found it. It was like right on the side of the dealership, right on the side of the building. It hadn't moved all day. It had been there the whole time. I had just been walking past it. And I mean, what an amateur move. Totally blew it, right? I still remember that to this day. The conversation's vivid in my head. It got burned in my memory. And that's when I personally learned this lesson. Can't be doing that, right? You got to know where your inventory is and you got to know what you have on the lot. So what's the solution to this? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Number one, review your website every single day, right? The website is what your customers are looking at. Almost all of them have already seen it before they come to the dealership, before they call you on the phone, right? They're browsing your website, they see something they're interested in, then they call you. Now, you should know everything on the website. Frankly, we have X number of trucks, we have X number of SUVs, and know your entire lineup. Used cars are really important too. Know all of your used cars, your unique cars as well. But most importantly, you should know exactly what's on your website for your popular vehicles, and you should make special note of any advertising campaigns you have going on at the time. If you have any advertising specials that are being posted up on your website, financing specials, right? Anything like this, make note of those because advertising works, right? There's a reason that your dealership is advertising those things and your customers are going to be asking for it. They're going to be seeing the same advertisements. So you want to pay special attention to those. Note the stock numbers, note the vehicle information, keep a mental log of what's going on. More importantly, write it down. That helps with memory. And if you have it in a notebook, right? I carried a notebook with me everywhere. This is just an example of one I use now. And then you can just flip to your notes. Oh, here's exactly what our specials are. Here's a stock number and here's where it's at, right? So check the website. That's number one. Number two, you got to do a lot walk every single day. Hopefully your managers are telling you this already. Ours certainly did. But you need to every morning go outside physically, touch the metal, see all the cars. You want to walk down the line, just eyeball the prices, right? Check the trim levels. Here's where all of our trucks are, right? And we have 6 of them. We've got 3 white ones and 1 blue one and 2 red ones. And 2 of them are off-road models and one of them is a sport edition. And you just need to talk yourself through all of this information as you're walking down the lot so that you're fresh, right? And you don't have to memorize everything, but just doing it, if something comes up later that day, it'll trigger a memory and you'll say, oh yeah, you know what? I did just see a couple Tacomas this morning that were in that trim. They're up in the far left corner of the lot. Let's go take a look at them right now, right? So you want this refreshed constantly, just coming up in your mind. So the lot walk is super important and you need to combine the two by making sure you know exactly where physically vehicles are located that are in those advertising specials. You write down the stock numbers from the website, you go find them on the lot. That way, if someone asks about it, you can just walk them straight to it. right? It's also important that you make a note of where vehicles are located that aren't available. So going through your service department, seeing if any cars are having work getting done on them. You may also notice mismatches between the website and your lot. Oh, I saw this on the website, but it's not on the lot. Where is it? Ask your manager, ask your service manager, right? It's at the body shop getting work done, maybe. And then you can't show it. So if someone asks, you don't just walk around. The car's not even on your lot. You're going to waste a ton of time. I see that happen constantly, right? Is this car here? Turns out it's at the body shop the whole time. And like 45 minutes later, you checked every single lot. You've asked every service advisor and you just can't find it. And customer's been waiting the whole time. You could have told them immediately that it wasn't available and just switch them to something else and saved like an hour of them sitting around. It's so easy, but people aren't doing it. So you really need to pay attention to these things. That will allow you to lead your customer with authority directly to where they need to go, or answer their question right away without spinning your wheels, without looking like an amateur, and without getting them annoyed and losing valuable, precious momentum and authority in your sale. So both of these steps are really important. Check your website every day, walk your lot every day, compare the two. Make note of what's not on your website, right? Either there's something on your lot that wasn't on the website, that didn't make it posted on the website, that is available for sale. Now you got an advantage over your coworkers that are just checking the website, right? Because you have something that's not being advertised online that you can sell your customers. Or you saw something on the website that isn't there and it's at the body shop too. So you want to make notes of those kinds of exceptions. And I want to provide you with a little bit of extra value here. So I have written all of this down, and here it is. This is a document I made that lists all of the information we went over in the video, bullet points, write-ups. So I made it in a nice printable format. If you want this document, along with a little checklist here at the bottom, you can use this to kind of keep track of things for yourself and make sure that you're following the correct process and taking care of things like they should be taken care of. This is available in our free training group. So link to the group is in the description. It is also in our bio. We've got plenty of salespeople there that are making significant changes in their career, growing, changing, rejecting average, and working towards the six-figure income that all of us want in this industry. You can find it for free if you join the group, along with all of the other write-ups from our YouTube videos that we'll be posting here in the near future. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to implement what you learned today in your actual day-to-day practice, and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and we will catch you in the next one.